Hello there everyone, it's Mark III and welcome back to Captain of Industry, Season 2, You Shall Not Pass. That quote still seems so very familiar, I don't know why, but yeah, it is very fitting for this map and it's why I picked it, so there we go. I have wound time forward slightly since last time. We are now in year 26, I forget where we were previously, I know it was nowhere near that, so we wound forward. Main things that happen of note is I've got a bunch of tech research done. My efforts to terraform the sea are going swimmingly. Grown, yes, I know. And well, we're having some food supply issues and things. I've even got like a water system here hooked up to a water tank for a irrigation farm, and it's like without water pumps, I can't really do that reliably. So yeah. One thing I will say about this map, though, it does produce a lot of spare rock. Which is why this is going along so quickly. Because tearing down the mountains, it literally turns out you're tearing down a mountain. So you've got a lot of material to move. I've even started digging the way up here, because I've dug this area out. I dug this area out to put the water collectors in, rain collectors, and I've got some diggers actively working on this access route up here now. They are doing a fine job so far. The coal pit is looking very much like a pit. It's getting deeper and deeper. And so is the iron pit. As you can see, I've actually started digging a new access route down into it. And I'm dropping this level down to the level of the deposit it says it's got in there, which is quite a bit lower. But hopefully that's all the access route I'll need, but it probably won't be. You know how this goes. On the plus side, unlike sand and dirt, which I was dealing with in the last map, rock is an incredibly stable material to be digging tunnels in. Well, digging massive holes in, so it doesn't really collapse anything like as readily. Not too bad, not too bad. Anyway, objectives for today. I really need to get copper production rolling. As in, I've only got a finite supply of it. I've got 473 of it. That's something else I did. I actually pulled all the materials out of my shipyard now, and this is the storage needed to get everything stashed up, so I've got like multiple warehouses of a lot of stuff out here. And this is also as my between episode build up, so this is my warehouse district. There are many like it, but this one is mine. And of course it's not automated anyway, so it's going to be torn down eventually, no matter what. Something else worth noting, actually, here's the map. My ship's bumped its nose painfully on all the first battles because it isn't actually armed yet, but we have got ourselves access to our second settlement over here, which we can do some trade offers and we can do some contracts with. So steady supplies of things over there, looking quite tasty. But I'm still mainly doing business over here with the first area for, as you can see, bricks, concrete, whatever I can get my hands on, basically. Because I am not really doing a very good job of it, things. Why do I say that? Well, you remember way back when in the first series, when I said I realised that I need to rush to concrete tech and get concrete plant down ASAP. Because this has been between episodes, I've not put my concrete plant down yet, and so I've been reliant on brick. We've got a good amount of dirt, but it's still nothing like plentiful as stone, and we do need to get concrete online to reliably produce our tier 1 parts. Which brings me along to my last thing in this ramble. My god, I'm Mark III, you are actually going to shut up for a little bit? Yes. Okay, so I've realised I might not have actually messed myself up as badly as I thought with these machines being as close together as they are. And as a result, I might actually be okay. In theory, maybe, kind of, sort of, possibly. So, why do I say that? Because we've got access to the actual lifts, which I've never used before. Though, as you can see, unlike regular belts, they actually require power. But then the question is, how much room do they actually need? Raise or lower? that doesn't look like it's quite right. Ah, I see. Right, okay. So place the base, then I can raise and lower it like that. Okay, so that's how it works. I do need a couple of squares to... Oops. I need a couple of squares space. There is just enough room on some of these to get these into place to actually allow them to work. So, okay, right. I can automate my existing production line. Though, of course, I don't have any storages in place to actually use with the production line. There is that. Oh boy. And there is also the fact that I've been clearing and digging around over here as well. So I've leveled this area, I've cut all the trees. This is going to be my copper zone. It's got access to the water over here, so, you know, pretty steady supply of water. I think we established it was like 2 pumps per water spot, I think. There is also something else I want to do as well. What was it? Oh yeah, I remember now. Sorry. And that is, I've actually also unlocked manual route control, so I can actually tell these guys to specifically go to a given ore sorting plant for their output. So I'll put one on here, I'll put one up here as well, and then that will be able to try and deal with that. And, well, with the addition of digging up copper ore, this one is no longer going to be enough, sadly. Now, that said, I'm not sure how the blends work. Let's see, you are a single load of stuff, you're a single load of stuff. How are you doing? You're a mixed load. Still visibly separated. Can silos hold a mixed load? That's my question. I do not know. I need to arrange a test to do that, I think. But we've got plenty of materials. We can do a test. At the very least. Yeah, let's try it. Let's try it. Sadly, I don't think it's going to work at all. I've not even built the structure yet, but the mixed load thing has actually wandered off to just dump it all straight in the sea. So, yeah, that's not going to be any benefit there. Ah well, it's worth a quick try, but it's like, how do you deal with stuff that's not... That's the point, actually. What will happen to stuff that is actually unsorted? Oh, I think it was stashed in there anyway, won't it? I guess. If we start digging copper, we will find out. Ooh, there's a thought. You're busy working on all that because you're short on engine parts. I am working on engine parts, actually, somewhere along here. I've managed to turn that off. I'm not entirely sure how to bring it back. So, layers, no. Nope. I forget how to actually fix that so I can see. But yeah, I've got 2 plants working on engine parts. 3 plants on mechanical parts. Only 1 doing electronics because I don't really need that much of that. But then I've also got a bunch of things doing tier 1 and tier 2 things as well. So it's like, yeah, I just need to get this stuff kind of worked in a little bit. Okay, we've got ourselves our 3rd settlement. Unlocked by sending out 600 tier 3s for a cargo ship. Oh, that's also... I feel this map might be the same as the last one. We prepare this cargo ship for just metal. We got our oil rig, of course, which I had mentioned last time. So this is all taking over quite nicely at the moment. So that's all good. Continue on though. There is a comment last time as well, but really quickly. First, got our first ones here. A slightly more compact version of the smelt reloading. This is only 3 tiles wide instead of like 3 on one side, then 1, then 3 on the other. So yeah, that is 7 wide. So this is only 3, making room for an upslope here. Then actual loose lifts for the coal. I haven't got any iron ore, so that's why my iron has been stopped. So I've just imported some iron scrap, but this is also now plugged in for dealing with slag export, or it will be. I'll tell you to export because that isn't plugged in just yet. But this now feeds up into a splitter for actual iron plates, and into parts, which goes into here, and then we've got the first layer of actual lifts feeding into this set here. It's looking even more mechanical than it did before with these lifts involved. I don't mind paying a little bit of extra power because I do think they look pretty nice, actually. I've just not actually seen one in motion yet. Oh, here comes a medal. We're about to see one. Hey, it's a full-on conveyor, like a chain-driven conveyor. Nice. I like it. Me like it. I do like that very much. Well, this is like a chain on a rail kind of thing for these, but these guys are just flat out like a rotating lift mechanism. I do like it. That looks really nice. I have to try and work with those more, I think. Anyway, moving on. I mentioned comment. There is actually a comment from the last episode, as we let our supply of construction parts build back up. Oh, that ran down because we weren't making any iron. Right. Yeah, without the iron ore, we don't have any iron, which means we actually have a bit of a problem. Okay. Comment from Happy A from the last episode. So you are going with a new player through on a different map. Yeah. I decided to do this one because, well, I had the itch for a long time in the last series that I wanted to just play on a new map and apply what I learned, but at the same time, that last series was like me learning how to do various things in the game, and that was the purpose of it. So it's like, I want to continue what I started and learn more, but I also want to go and try and implement some of that stuff into a newer map. And then the irony is, since then, I've probably forgotten half of it as well. So it's just like, yeah, we'll have to see how we do, really. This is good as well because I'm getting more vehicle parts set up too, but it's just like, I do kind of need to get the iron out there. You're the electronics, you don't need the iron. Yeah, as soon as we can get some of that sorted out, just hopefully I can dig the hole big enough to get the iron ore pretty soon. I've assigned some extra trucks to this guy, so it's now got 4 trucks per thing, but they've got the long distance to go from here all the way to the dumping sites and the actual sorter, so it's like, it's taking a bit of effort to get through it. There we go. Anyway, continuing. The name is certainly fitting. You'll need to do some serious digging and sea dumping to get to workable flat space. This is true. That's one of the comments I had a bit on the first series. That I should, well, one of the established ways to play the game, I think I mentioned it in the last few episodes of Series 1, was just basically bulldoze the entire island and then use that to expand the flat terrain and make basically a flat iron base. It's basically what China's done with their military airports and outpost things. For in around the South China Sea. So that's like kind of what they're doing with it. Same kind of deal. Let's pause this one. Pause this one. You guys are the absolute priority, so you get priority 6 for the time being, I guess. There we go. Enjoy it while it lasts, folks. You're going to get priority 6. I can also scrap some of these warehouses now as well to actually get some extra materials out of those. Excuse me. Wow. Do I need? I don't need the materials right this second. What I need is the iron. I should trade for some more iron. Yeah, just darn the price. I have wood. I will import that just to get that rolling. Okay. So continue. I suggest you figure out which side of the dock has the bigger, shallow water area and then starting dumping in that way. No need to waste lots of space trying to turn a sinkhole into a flat space. That's actually a fair point. I don't actually know where is or is not low. It seems to be literally, well, if that's any indication, it seems to be it's just getting lower and lower the further out from the island it is. So the island is literally heaped up on a flat ocean floor down there somewhere. And that seems to be what it's doing. Actually, doesn't that mean... What do you... Oh, you're blocked up on rock. Oh, the dumpers are stuck. Doesn't that mean that the, ironically, the biggest possible island actually comes down to the biggest possible seawall you can build? and then get the water out of, because that would be the most economic use of water, wouldn't it? Sorry, of the land. Build a seawall and then have everything else inside that seawall, because the game doesn't have like rain or water or tidal waves or stuff like that. So a seawall just above the level of the sea would be completely safe in this game. But then that would break the immersion. But, well, it'd also be an absolute pain to do, because you have to fill it in and then empty it all back out again once you've filled it up to the point where there's no water in there. I know there's no maintenance. That's why I'm prioritising those guys, to get them chugging as fast as possible. And of course, got to remember, first off, they've got to fix everything that's broken, so that's why it's going to be sapping to start with. So yeah, that would be the most thing, wouldn't it? Instead of making it flat, turn it into a massive hole in the water. Someone out there's probably done that. This is humanity we're talking about, after all. Oh, look at that. The first stage of that is actually kind of there. So now they're digging further up. I did consider redoing things with like the dig and fill command, but I decided, you know what, I've already laid out my current digging approaches for the two patterns I've already got set, so I'm going to just go ahead and do that anyway. And just sort this one out. But yeah, that's well underway. Also, it's not taking too long, but this is like the easiest of them as well, when you get down to it. And yeah, everything's still breaking, but that's okay. We are getting... Actually, I need parts. I need to turn you on. I do need these as well. These help with my transport issues, because they are going into making some more trucks. Wait. Oh yeah, this is the metal into these. Just leave them be for the moment. Okay, so moving on. Sinkhole into a flat space. Yeah, but what I was just talking about is this is turning a flat space into a sinkhole. Exact opposite of what you said. Hey. The last bit of the comment though. On the other hand, the island seems to have bigger ore patches than the old map. Very much so. I think you're right. Or maybe it just looks that way because of how tight they're squeezed together. That small but tall island. I think they are... Well... They are, I think, about the same size, maybe a little bit bigger. But but vertically they are far denser than the original island. I remember that being far denser. Not enough housing. Okay, pause. I've overdone it with the peoples. I'm 10 people over. And somehow I'm positive on Unity. I don't know how. But yeah, thank you for the comments there. Happy Ava. It's like does touch on some very important points, but I think I like how this map is going to challenge me to try and keep things relatively compact. Though the farms are going to be a massive issue, I can already tell. Not to mention the fact I need to supply them with enough water, which means I need to start desalinating really to get onto that, because I can't rely on my single water patch either. I need to expand before I run out of my local resources. That was mentioned specifically as one of the challenges for this thing as well. Okay, we've got the stackers unlocked now. No research. Okay, this is our current tech research. We've got, I think everything short of requiring a tier 2 research. Yeah, it looks like it. Yeah, so yeah, that's it. That's all of our research done. We can't do anything with that until we get something better. So I can actually pause my labs now. That'll free up some workers, but doesn't do anything about my overcrowding. Some demolishing will deal with my overcrowding. I do actually have, I think I should have... I've got half of what's required to build an additional settlement sector. Though of course then that runs into interference on where vehicles can go, because of that lab there, which I will demolish. Just I will demolish you, and you. I'll change you over to construction parts tier 1 instead, so you're taking over the role of those two over there. Yeah, that'll do. That'll help. Kinda. What are you holding? You hold iron scrap. I don't need you anymore, actually, so you can get scrapped as well. Demolish. And I'll demolish that one because my level of copper is dropping. It's dropped by about 100 since I started recording this episode, so it's like, yeah. That needs to get dropped down a bit as well, so might as well. It's going to free up the parts and get my people fully housed at the very least. But I'm also now wondering if I need more. How am I doing for maintenance? Where can I check my maintenance? All this stuff saying error, error, error. Couldn't store potatoes after harvest. That's because the logistics is overloaded. Though actually yeah, I don't have any extra storage. I'm producing more potatoes than I need, but I've only got this one farm working on veggies. Let's actually do something about that. Let's turn that off so you only make veggies. Less efficient, but it means these three can focus on just potatoes. Yeah, that'll do. Right, okay, right. This is what's called, quote-unquote, content. Yes. No. Anyway, moving on. I might build some more maintenance just to try and get this sorted out, but I also need to get transport back here as well to feed these guys on automatic instead of relying on the trucks, ultimately. But ideally I want to get copper going first, because otherwise I'm just going to burn through my copper and then be surprised and make a Pikachu face when I run out of copper, which is less than ideal. Let's check my towers. You're not doing anything. You are also not doing anything. You're the one that's currently in control of this digging spot over here. Let's pull one of the diggers off there. So that frees up a digger, ready for the copper digging, and that'll work okay. So I can't get away from the fact I'll need an extra ore sorter. That needs to be fixed. And you guys are still working on it. You're nearly there. Come on, breakthrough. I need that iron ore, darn it. You've only got a few tiles left to go. So close, yet so very, very far. Okay, I think I can probably put that away now. Complete copper. Because we've got ourselves some stuff kinda set up. Export route to that one there. Okay, so that one's set to only import from that one. It's got copper, on dirt. Just need to get this stuff rolling. So, we have got ourselves a fiendish thingy. Yeah, a fiendish thingy is probably the better way to put it. It'll feed from that one there. We're not getting any kind of scrap copper, so that'll do. Unpause, unpause, you guys. Then on this side here, we've got some exports. Let's go and feeding out into a storage hopper over here. Then we've got ourselves access to these guys, which I have. I'll leave you pause. Unpause you. Yeah. There we go. So, smelt the copper. Yes. Then get the raw copper ingots. Yep. Feeds out through here to the electrolyzers, which are going to be set up as so. And the electrolyzers can feed off of... Oh, that's not quite right. The electrolyzers are fed off these water pumps over here, which comes from this big water patch. So that's 2 pumps, so that's what this patch can sustain, if what I recall is accurate. Yep, maybe. Possibly, kind of, sort of. Fingers crossed. And then, of course, as you probably saw me going past it, we've got that feed backwards into... There we go. That now feeds backwards into this storage over here, which is where our actual refined copper is going to wind up. And, because I do need to test it and see what happens, I have also painted this entire area to get sort of sorted out. And that should hopefully be okay. Fingers crossed. Also going to sell you get first. This is going to consume a whole bunch of our construction materials though, real quick. But at the very least, it'll let us actually make our own copper. In theory. Now we just have to try and get this thing built. I mean, what can go wrong, eh? What can go wrong? I shouldn't say that. That tempts fate. No, I should not say that. Not at all. That's how it's done. Okay, so trucks get up there with a cargo load of the required material, and then they can place it in an area around themselves. Okay, yeah, that works pretty nicely. I have also arranged this, by the way, with concrete barriers in mind as well. So I'm going to put a barrier wall around this when we get to that point and we have access to those. But it's just like we have to get to that first. Maybe I should actually do this to reduce vehicle maintenance needs on the slope, because it's a regular transit pass I can guarantee they're using. So that might be an idea. Oh, I need some more trees to cut down as well. I'm just starting to clear up this big plateau up here, because it's a relatively flat area and it's going to help me at the very least to clear it. Though, of course, I will have to reforest at some point. But for now, I have plenty of trees. I'm going to use them. And oh my god, they're almost there. Will you guys please hurry up? I am seriously hurting for lack of iron ore. I shouldn't have dug all this deep in one go, honestly. I should have not bothered with this. Because steady, reliable production of iron is actually hurting me a lot. Because a lot of my stuff just keeps shutting down. Yeah. I got over-ambitious with my earthworks in this area. Can't smelt it yet, but the first scraps of copper ore are starting to appear. And they are being readily delivered exactly where I want them to be. If I get an ore sorting plant down near the iron mine, that will free up some extra trucks down there, because I am still absolutely slammed. My vehicles are struggling quite a lot. And yes, I have been far more sensible, as you can see, with this one, because I can just deepen it later if need be. But for now, I'm just digging a small hole in the side of this mountain to get at the copper ore. Speaking of, let's actually expand that slightly more so we can get access to another pillar of it. There we go. Not going too shabby. Oh, we just had a massive influx of stuff, which will hopefully help me get out of the hole I'm in. We nearly hit soft lock due to lack of fuel. But then I remember we could trade coal out for fuel, so I actually imported a bit, and that's got things rolling again. Shows how bad the maintenance is getting, but on the bright side, we are about through that. But I've been nursing this game for a bit, trying to get through that. Anyway, cement and bricks, please. Construction parts, oh yes, please, and some more bricks. Yep. Cement, vehicle parts, well, very welcome. This is I said last episode I'm going to do this in order, and just to blow through it because we get stuff, and then I completely didn't do that. So, mine coal, check. Set up conveyors, check. Fuel station, check. Improve slag export. Assign a loose storage with slag, and drag the red slider to the left to export and dump. Oh, I never set that up actually, apparently, but we have got that. There we go. Collect. Okay, so my current remaining tutorial thing is groundwater pump, which we haven't managed to build because of lack of supplies and maintenance slowing everything down. Though, look at this, we've got a massive stock of copper, and that is actually starting to move now because I priority rushed some of this stuff. Well, I didn't rush it, I just prioritized it so that it actually got built soon as, more than anything. You're looking at Tier 2 parts. We have got Tier 2 parts though, so I'm going to say prior. And this is actually going to get some water imported, but that won't be a matter now because we're about to get that sorted out from this water pump here. So, moving on. Not enough maintenance still. I did build a third one, but I think flat out I do kind of want to get this plugged into automatic delivery. The question is getting to that because we're having some issues. I have prioritized all metal coming into here, and of course, as I mentioned in the last little bit, iron ore is actually being mined, so that is flowing. It's not flowing very well because of the distance the trucks have to go. You guys are stopped because I'm guessing stone? Yes, stone. And that's because we can't dump it out fast enough. Right. It could really do with its own sorting plant. That would require 100 tier 1 things though, which I do not have. So that's a bit of a pipe dream for now. We are doing swimmingly on bricks though. So yeah, leave bricks as a priority input for that. Just need to figure out what to do with some of this stuff. My control tower. You are the one actually in control of this. Oh, this one's actually finished. For now, anyway. I just need to expand that up there, and it will be able to dig the entire way through. Look at that, though. We've got our own little trail up the side of the mountain. Very nice. Yeah, that's a quick check in there. It's just like, things are going very wrong, but they are starting to turn a corner and starting to go properly again. I'm just not quite there yet. And this one needs to be unclogged, so yeah, I think that might be a priority wish, actually, to get that up. Probably right after these, so that well, the water pump is working. Can vehicles export? I'll turn that on. It might be on default off, but vehicles can export to that. This one wants water. Are you plugged in? You are plugged in. You want to maintain 20%. So yeah, it's just getting everything ticking over a bit more readily, honestly. Though a water facility I can at the very least try and do, I think. 80, I've got 115. Yeah, I can afford that pretty easy. I've not let much space here for plugging stuff in, have I? Also, water facility would produce wastewater as well. That is a concern. I'll plug it in here, I guess. Leave some room around it, but let's be honest, this has not been quite optimum setup. I've kind of jammed stuff in without leaving room to really do much in some places. I think my policy last time, having the housing area have an indent where the all of the connection points, like food markets and things, were, is actually a pretty good way to go about it, because it means that they're not just like jutting out to the side like they are at the moment. But that's a thing for another time. There we go. Treatment, an extra 60 back. So that's partial refund on that. Research the captain's office. Did I never actually research that? Weird. Oh, research and build. Right. Yeah, I never actually built the thing. Actually, I should have done that way sooner, because that gives you abilities that can help discount stuff. So, you know, it's a very good idea. And I guess I'll just stash it on the edge of this hill over this way, because why not? Actually, no, you know what? Let's check the deposit real quick. It'll need to be moved eventually, but maybe, what about here, where this right by where this ramp is? Yeah. Let's give me the captain, the almighty one, a commanding view over the settlement. Such it is for my little house. Well, it's good for keeping an eye on people from up here at the very least. But though, if I'm doing for that, I should probably put it on top of this mountain somehow. It would require a bit of prep work though to lay the ground for it. Anyway, why are you guys complaining? You are complaining because of lack of... Well, you're just struggling to get shipments because my delivery system is still massively overtaxed. Fair enough. There we go, the captain's office. Our commanding vision over the settlement is now official. I was just checking, but yep, the fence post is securely anchored on the ground. This is not floating in the air. Hey, excellent. Confirmed for 80 yellow. Nice, because I just arranged for a whole bunch of that to be spent, actually. So we're a bit ticklish on fuel. Not entirely sure. I think it's with like lack of coal. Scuppered that for a little bit, but that's now very high priority. Empty this one out, so that's going okay. I'm still overtaxed massively on vehicles. Kind of need to figure that one out. I think I'll pull a vehicle off that line actually, just to get one freed up. But yeah, as you can see, I'm now laying in the ability for vehicles not to be required to deliver to the maintenance depots. That is going along quite smoothly. Though I think I will just pay with... oh, we're short of rubber. Yeah, that was tied to the fuel production as well. What's going on over here? You are chugging away, you're out of waste water. You're urgent. Get emptied. Because with your full, then we can't make any rubber or any... yeah, we can't make anything really, so we do need to get that sorted out. And also, a rubber storage up here would probably also be a good idea as well. I think actually, let's bite the bullet. Let's actually trade a little bit of... We know that actually we're not doing great on coal either. Well, as long as we can empty this thing out to get things going. That's one drawback of this compared to the last time. Last time I had my oil refineries next to the water, and so they could just very easily just dump straight into the ocean without a care in the world. This one I'm actually having to transport from actually the middle of the island, so it's not ideal. This is also taking its time to get put together, but at the very least we've got a steady supply of water in the area to try and make sure that our vegetable farm keeps ticking over and our population keeps ticking over as well. I mean, that's actually getting kind of full on wastewater there. If I call it, won't actually affect me health-wise. It's just that it needs emptying out, and it'll stop providing any benefits once it gets full. I think that's all that happens. Yeah, I lose my Unity bonus for the water. That's it. Okay, yeah, that's fine. That's fine. But yeah, it's almost there. Problem is, though, I need more time, and I need to get my resources to tick back up again, which is proving to be a bit more of a challenge than expected. I feel like I might actually need to assign an extra digger to my mining for coal, because the requirement for that is going up in leaps and bounds, and that's not necessarily a good thing. I might even just pull this digger off here. I mean, I want to keep a digger on there just to keep going, but at the same time, if I'm not getting enough coal to run everything, there's not much point, is there? Yeah, let's pull you. And I'll send you down to help extract some more coal. Which also means I need to queue up actually getting an additional digger down here too. Just to get things ticking over. But yeah, I'm going to call the episode there. It took longer than expected due to the whole nursing through maintenance, so this episode might be a bit shorter than last time. But the settlement is still here, mostly. We are a little bit ticklish for fuel. Yes. I can actually now trade for a bit of fuel. Yes, give me some fuel. Lovely fuel. Yes. Sweet sea chemicals. Drink it. Yes. Vehicles are thirsty. They must have their fuel. But, yeah. At least I'm not sending the boat anywhere. In fact, I'll tell it to, you know, keep that down at like 20%. Oh, I can't have simultaneous orders. Yeah, let's empty out the dock for what's in there as well. The boat's not going anywhere until we actually get it armed properly. So, actually, can I do that? No, not yet. I need to get level 2 science sorted out first. That'll be my goal for next time, though, getting level 2 science. And in the interim, I think I will try to stabilize my entire situation. So yeah, we made some progress. We nearly soft locked ourselves several times, but what's a game if you can't get blocked by completely innocent mistakes that are totally not on my making at all? Didn't quite get this finished off, but sadly that's going to wait on concrete. Which I also didn't get set up, actually, now that I think about it. But I am kind of out of time to record the episode, so I'm going to have to end it there, sadly. This area will be fully paved by next time, hopefully. Though it will be by trade, not by production. At the very least, we are actually steadily producing bricks. So that is going into the production over here. Yes, this one. Or it was. We've got bricks, they're just not being supplied. Yeah, because transport network overload. Ah well. We'll call it there though. This has been Mark 3. Thank you all very much for watching. Hope you guys have enjoyed the show. Yeah, so I didn't quite get everything done that I wanted, but yeah, avoiding getting soft locked I think is definitely a win. And we have made our mark on the land somewhat extensively. The holes are getting bigger and deeper, and that's the main thing. Feel free to like, share, comment, subscribe, all that good stuff. Helps out me, helps out the channel, gives you those virtual headbutts like oh so grave. And I'll catch you all some other time. I'm also thinking of demolishing and moving all of my research labs. I do need to get a production to get tier 2 research as well, but I'll push that back to next time. So next time will be tier 2 research and concrete. But yes, until then, I'll see you all later.